Okay. Well, look, I feel for the group. They really fought. We played pretty darn hard tonight. Gave everything we had, and unfortunately, we need to do the little things better. And whether that's taking care of the ball, knocking down our free throws in the fourth quarter, finishing off possessions with rebounds that are going to allow us to get out and run. Those are the little things that will get us back over the hump. And, the effort and the fight was there tonight. We just, against a very good Phoenix team, we didn't do the little things well enough. So we got a much needed day off physically and mentally for everyone tomorrow. And then we're back at it against a very good Dallas team.
We'll get started with James Ham.
Yeah, Luke, you talked about doing the little things. Just what is it going to take to get this group over the hump? I mean, this is your second 9-game losing streak of the season.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important thing, James, is always the effort and the energy. And the group had it tonight. They gave that. Now, once you get that, especially when you're playing against some of the top teams, then it starts coming down to the little things, which. We talked a little bit before the game is different from night to night, but I think we missed 4 free throws down the stretch. We got 4 stops where we gave up offensive rebounds. We fouled Aiden on a jump hook on one of them. That we had an offensive foul on a legal screen on one of them. So like those little things. That are, and it's not just the fourth; it's throughout the game. That's where you get over the top, is cleaning those things up with the appropriate effort and fight.
Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, how do you feel when you said it's like night to night and you get an effort like you do tonight that's more on par than with what you're looking for? I know there's no real easy solution in terms of sustaining it, but how much do you want to keep that? How much do you hope your players can keep that mindset going in to the next game with that same level of compete?
Well, it's like I said, it's what's most important in this equation as far as getting ourselves out of this off this slump is the appropriate effort and fight. Without that, even if you do the little things well, you don't have a chance of winning. So that has to be there. And like I said, hopefully with the day off tomorrow, guys can get a little, get some rest. And, I played Harrison and De'Aaron pretty much 40 minutes apiece in this back-to-back. So, I get it, but the effort has to be there no matter what, if we're going to give ourselves a chance.
Jason Jones.
Hey, Luke, when you look at some of those little things that happen over the course of a game and then come down in the fourth, is that that fatigue? Is it focus? Can you attribute some of those things to?
Well, fatigue is definitely part of it. Focus normally fades when fatigue kicks in. I think part of it is we're out there playing groups that haven't really played together much at all this season, whether between the trades or now with Rashawn out. There's groupings out there that they're some of them know certain play calls, others don't. So there's a lot that kind of goes into that. But yeah, it's you see the difference. It's that's with that closing group that Phoenix had. Chris and Booker are getting into what they're trying to accomplish out of that with the group that they have. This is for the most part new lineups for us most of the game out there, which causes some of it.
Tony Harvey.
On that point, I do have a couple of questions, but I'm going to start here, Coach Walton. DeLon Wright, he's definitely giving his all. He's showing leadership, and I know you see that. I just want to see if you could just touch on that a bit about his role with his team right now. Since he's only been here a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he was really good tonight. And that's one of the things I'm talking about where it's tough with the the way that this season is with guys who have, get traded from team to team, where you're just coming in and playing games right away. And, what he's best at is having the ball in his hands and playing pick and roll. And we know that, and we want to continue to get him opportunities to do that. But we also have De'Aaron and Tyrese that we want to do that a lot with. So, part of the up and down with him so far, I think, is just he's not used to not having the ball in his hands more. And, I think tonight, and he's had a couple other games where he's really helped us. And it was good to see that from him again tonight.
Jason Anderson.
Luke, you might have alluded to this now, but the bench contributions are kind of up and down. Do you think that's all just attributable to some of these things you're talking about?
Yeah, I do. I think the guys we brought in are really good players, and in normal circumstances, it would be more steady than what we've seen. And that's not to put any fault on them. That's part of I do lean I have really leaned on our starters with pretty heavy minutes, so that there's not a ton of consistent big minute games for those guys. And look, they're in a new situation, and since they've been here, I think we've had one legitimate practice as far as where we can get after it, as opposed to just some 5-on-0 and some shots, things like that. So I think the more they're with us, the more steady our bench will continue to be.
A few more for Coach. James Ham.
Yeah, Luke, again, not to get you fined or anything, but the foul on Fox where it was clearly a flagrant foul. How did the officials not go back and look at that?
You're talking about the one they didn't even call a foul on, right?
Yeah, he didn't even call a foul, and he was.
Yeah,
it was
I had to call a timeout. I mean, it is. I don't. They said they missed it. I mean, I don't have an answer for you other than that. So I saw it. I wasn't very close to it. I saw it. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how that one gets missed.
All right, last question for Coach Tony Harvey.
Yes, Coach Walton, on that note, because I wanted to ask you this earlier, because at one point, when the winning streak was intact, Fox was like, he had 101 attempts and he made like 80 of them. Now that's kind of shifted, not to say, you could read a crystal ball or anything, but now it seemed like it's going in the backward direction. Is it just, well, you have different officials every night, but didn't that seem like there's kind of like a problem? Because at one point when he's dropped to the basket, he was getting to the line. Now all of a sudden, it doesn't even seem like they acknowledge, what's going on here. Particularly that one when he got hit on the head, I believe by Jay Crowder or some one point. I mean, it was clear that the official was right there.
Yeah. I don't. I think as he's probably challenging to officiate because of how quick and fast he is. Now that's not, the one he got hit in the head, I thought was pretty clear. But I do think as he continues to grow into the player that he's becoming and the player that we all know he's going to be, I think the fouls will be a little more consistent. And part of it is just when you do it night in and night out, I think from just a basketball standpoint, you start to kind of see where somebody gets fouled. What type of player they are as they grow and play more games in front of everybody. So as long as he stays aggressive, to me that there's no way that number doesn't consistently go up over the next few years.